Thank you for watching EVTN News. Hello and welcome. Today, I have a few stories. Um, as I said last week, maybe I'll try to slim it down a little bit. Maybe not talk about everything. And plus, the news cycle is getting, I don't know. Usually around Christmas, it seems to kind of be a slow news cycle. But remember, last year, the CDF, is it CDF? Or now Cardinal Roach. Oh boy. He issued this ridiculous clarifying document on the motu proprio traditionis custodes, saying that you couldn't advertise Latin masses in the parish bulletin. So, and that was like a week before Christmas, maybe. And when did Supich crack down on the Latin masses? When did he issue his restrictions? The day after Christmas. So that doesn't mean that Christmas is always a slow season, but it seems like it will slow down a little bit. But I mean, you guys, it's Advent, so prepare for Christmas, and there are a number of holy days coming up. So let's celebrate whenever those days come, including I think Thursday, right? Thursday's a holy day, the Immaculate Conception. Yes. Anyway, let's start out. Pope Francis, in an interview with America Magazine. Yes, he gave an interview to America Magazine. They're Jesuit, and so of course he would. America Magazine is very boldly heretical. I guess you could say that, or just heretical. So he said of the month-old fetus, therefore, there is a living human being. I do not say a person, because this is debated, but a living human being. So well, there's not a lot of people anymore screaming that Pope Francis is really pro-life, but that that's very concerning. He also said, polarization is not Catholic. The more harmony there is between the differences and opposites, the more Catholic it is. The more polarization there is, the more one loses the Catholic spirit and falls into the sectarian spirit. Who is he referring to? Traditionalists. So you know what we do? We don't talk a lot about that. What we do talk about is Belgian bishops meeting with Pope Francis. So from November 21st to the 26th, the Bishops' Conference of Belgium was present in Rome for their ad limina visit, which saw them follow in the heels of bishops from the Netherlands and Germany, who also had been making the ad limina visits. As with the visit of the German bishops, the Belgian bishops were not entering Rome as notable defenders of Catholic tradition, since the Dutch-speaking bishops in Belgium had recently published a text for the blessing of LMNOP couples. Speaking to reporters at the close of the visit, Cardinal Joseph de Kessel, one of the ringleaders of this nonsense, declared that the bishops had been warmly welcomed by Pope Francis. He said, the atmosphere was informal. I had a prepared speech, but it was put aside. It was a moving meeting for us. Despite his age, 86, he is present in a very clear way. That atmosphere was noticeable everywhere. The reception was invariably warm. Expanding on his comments to the press, de Kessel stated that they talked with the Pope about LMNOP couples. We talked about viri probati, which is ordaining married men. He said we also talked about the possibility of women's diaconate in Rome. We were able to talk about it, LMNOP blessings, that is, and we felt listened to. Additionally, the cardinal revealed that the topic of the female diaconate had been raised in the bishops' meetings with various dicasteries in conjunction with the drop of priestly vocations. So that's what they're using. That's what they will use, is the excuse, oh, well, priestly vocations are dropping, so we should ordain women. Work great for the Anglicans. And by the way, you're certainly welcome to join them. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Cardinal Mueller slammed the synodal way. He said it is good that the official statements of Cardinals Ladaria and Ouellette regarding the ad limina visit of German bishops have now been published. So Ladaria and Ouellette, they expressed their concern for the synodal way, and it wasn't even worth a news article in this newscast here. Um, okay, so he said, because mature Catholics have a right to know what concerns have been expressed by the Roman magisterium about the openly heretical and schismatic texts of the German synodal way. All right, well, it's nice that someone's calling them heretical and schismatic, but what else has Cardinal Mueller done? Well, actually, he's done a decent bit. So he visited this pro-life guy, Mark Houck. Mark Houck was from somewhere near Philadelphia. He went to an abortion clinic with his son to protest, and some angry counter-protester got in his son's face. His son was a minor, by the way. I don't know, like 10, 12 or so years old, and he defended his son, and so the FBI, they forcibly, they surrounded his house with a SWAT team and arrested him, and even though he had like a citation, but that was waived in a court, but the FBI not so much, because they were trying to bully protesters. But anyway, Cardinal Mueller showed up to this guy's house, so there you go. He did that, and then apparently Cardinal Mueller has ordained priests in the old rite without permission from Rome. That's the rumor. I don't know. I hope it's true. I'd like to be on his side. And how about some bishops while you're at it? We could always use a few more traditionalist bishops. All right. All right. Bishop William Callahan. That is Father James Altman's bishop. He has promoted Monsignor Jeffrey Burrill. Monsignor Burrill resigned as the General Secretary of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCCB, in 2021 after the Pillar reported that he had frequently used the hookup app Grindr on his mobile phone to arrange LMNOP encounters. Bishop Callahan of La Crosse, Wisconsin, has now named him pastor of a parish. In June, he had named Burrill the parish's temporary administrator. So, I mean, every time I talk about this, it's unbelievable. If you think about it. Father James Altman said something that offended some people, so we're going to remove him and suspend him. But, this one priest who met up with men frequently for LMNOP activity. Put him back in a parish. He's fine. Yeah. And now he's a pastor. Yeah. Well, that's weird. Kind of awkward. All right, so more on Belgium. The Catholic Church in Belgium looks like it's such a thriving place. They reported on Wednesday a sharp rise in the number of people asking for their names to be removed from baptismal registers. Yes, because so let's bless LMNOP couples. That'll work. The church's latest annual report, published on November 30th, said there were 5,237 such requests in 2021, compared to 1,261 in 2020 and 1,800 in 2019. Wow. So that increased almost 5 times. That's pretty sad. A rising movement in Europe promoting debaptism has encouraged Catholics to write to church authorities asking to be removed from parish baptismal records. The movement is a consortium of several political and philosophical factions among European secularists. So they're not Catholic, they're not practicing Catholics, but they're very angry, and they want to erase their past, even though they are baptized Catholics. I mean, they already apostatized, but they want to continue that even further by a so-called debaptism, which doesn't exist. But Yeah, the church in Belgium is thriving under these wonderful cardinals and bishops. All right. So moving on to Rome, this is interesting. A secret recording of a conversation between Pope Francis and one of his top cardinals was recently listened to by a Vatican court as evidence in a criminal case against the cardinal, uh, against one of his top Cardinal Becciu for financial malpractice. Sorry. In Cardinal Becciu's ongoing trial for embezzlement and abuse of the office, the Vatican's criminal court last Friday listened to a phone conversation between Francis and Becciu that was secretly recorded in the summer of 21. In the recording, Francis was asked to confirm authorization of payments for the ransom of a kidnapped nun in Africa in the amount of 350,000 euros from the British firm Inkerman Group, which was helping secure the ransom, and 500,000 euro as a ransom fee. The conversation took place on July 24th, 2021, and was recorded by a third-party president in the room with Becciu. So, what other dirt does Becciu have on Pope Francis? This this court case has a potential for some real fireworks. We'll see if Becciu has any more tricks up his sleeve. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to find out. All right. Into some Novus Ordo news. News on the active participation front. During the pandemic, the greeting of the sign of peace was prohibited, and last year, the Italian Conference of Bishops partially restored the greeting, but only through eye contact or a bow of the head. What about this? Oh wait, that's American. The peace, sign of peace, right? So the Roman Church restored handshakes during Mass. Great, great, excellent. But if you go to the Latin Mass, you won't have any of that. So there you go. Just another reason to go. A Catholic Campus Ministry Center at the University of Nebraska received. Oh yeah, this is just recent news. Like I think yesterday, or maybe I saw it this morning. The Catholic Campus Ministry Center at the University of Nebraska received a death threat Saturday morning in a note signed Jane's Revenge, a calling card used by radical pro-abortion activists, pro-death activists. So it is a terrorist group, even though the current resident of the White House will not admit it. But it is. It is. And hopefully this group gets, hopefully someone's watching them because, they're terrorists. That's just what it comes down to. All right, let me get to the comments here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining the live stream. I never liked the sign of peace when I went to the new Mass, especially when they used it during the cold flu season, even though people were coughing and sneezing. Well, it's not necessary. When I was in Germany in 2014-15, they weren't allowed to tell about that Latin Rite Mass. They gave out flyers outside about the secret Mass. Oh, there we go. Well, now, if you live in Germany, you got to go to the SSPX. I don't know if you really have any other options. That's just how it is. So, anyway, Immaculate Conception on Thursday. Hopefully, you guys have a reverent liturgy to attend. If not, I don't know. That's sad. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been EVTN News. Until next time, we are the laity, and we will not be silent.